Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition, and this is the channel where we break down all of the latest movies, new game releases, TV shows and comic books. With the second episode of Crisis on Infinite Earths now out for release, it's time to dive into the latest entry and break down everything that you need to know about the DC crossover. This episode focuses on the aftermath of yesterday's huge death and also throws some amazing cameos our way that come with a couple of curveballs. Obviously there will be heavy spoilers here, so if you haven't had a chance to watch the episode yet and don't want to know what happens, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. With that out of the way, I just want to give a huge thank you for clicking this video. Now let's get into our breakdown of Crisis on Infinite Earths episode 2. Okay, so just a quick recap on everything that's happened so far. A wave of destruction has ripped across the entire multiverse, and this has caused the destruction of Earth X, the Batman 1989 universe, Batman 66, and the Titans spin-off. Earth 38 too came under siege, but after a bold sacrifice from Oliver Queen on Earth 1, the heroes were able to evacuate most of the reality and live to fight another day. However, the events are playing out a lot more subverted than what was initially predicted, and with one of the greatest heroes down, the United Front is really going to struggle going forward. The opening of the Batwoman episode centers around the titular character, Sarah Lance, and Supergirl mourning the loss of Arrow. This isn't a time for standstill though, and we all know deep down that every actor is eyeing up what the CW shows will be called going forward. Like the Flashiverse? Yeah, maybe not. We then jump to Earth 74 where the Harbinger walks out onto the Wave Rider, which is hilariously voiced by Leonard Snart. Here she comes face to face with Rory, who's been living on the abandoned ship since the retirement of the other heroes of that reality. She manages to recruit him and take the Wave Rider as well, as it will be needed for what's to come. It's said that the ship is going to be paramount for what lies ahead, and in order to make it through the next fight, they will need to use the tech on board the vessel, much to the dismay of Sarah Lance, who made a promise to never use it in a crossover again. However, as we know, desperate times call for desperate measures, and with Oliver's death being ahead of schedule, the Monitor has realised that not all that he has foreseen will happen as was preordained. The Monitor has gone back to the Book of Destiny, and this has told him that 7 heroes are needed for the upcoming battle. These are known as Paragons, and the team already has the Paragon of Hope, namely Supergirl, and the Paragon of Destiny, Sarah Lance, but who the other 2 are is a mystery. All the Monitor can gather from the book is that there is a Batman from the future out there who is the Paragon of Courage, and a Kryptonian who has lost more than any mortal man could bear. He will stand as the Paragon of Truth, and it's of the utmost importance that they manage to track him down. Now, unlike yesterday's episode, I do feel like this entry was a lot more balanced, and they weren't rushing through the entire thing as fast as they could. I like that they allowed the show to breathe a lot more, and this made the moments have a lot more weight to them, which yeah, overall it just feels like a step in the right direction over yesterday's slightly rushed episode. Just watching the heroes sharing a drink, planning out their next move, and Kara mourning the loss of her Earth really puts some actual character development into the show and makes it easier to engage with. Iris has a really sweet exchange with Barry, and this kind of gives us hope that because the Monitor was wrong about the death of Arrow, he could also be wrong about the fate of the Flash. Barry, well versed in the darker side of the world, reveals that he knows about the Lazarus Pit and how it can bring the dead back to the land of the living. Barry wants to use the restorative powers of the pit to bring Ollie back and hopefully change his fate. So if you watched yesterday's video, then you know that I said that Ollie's death felt very underwhelming, and I do think that the events of the episode will actually provide a lot more weight for how the character goes out. I think Ollie's eventual death will be a lot more in line with the one that the Monitor saw, which may be good for the DC universe, but it's going to be bad for Barry as things will be playing out as predicted. Mia wants to bring Oliver back no matter what, but as we know, when it comes to the Lazarus Pits, they come with a cost. With the help of Constantine they manage to locate one, but saving Oliver's soul is another matter entirely. As if things couldn't get worse, we also learn that the Monitor saved Lex Luthor, as he is apparently vital for the task ahead. Kara naturally is pretty upset that there's billions upon billions dead, yet Lex Luthor is still alive. Hey, look on the bright side, Kara, at least he didn't save the Kevin Spacey version. On the Wave Rider, Lex steals the Book of Destiny and sets out across the multiverse to kill every version of Superman. However, yep, you guessed it, it was all part of the plan in the end. My man the Monitor is just playing 3-dimensional chess, and knowing what kind of person Lex was, he revived him in order to carry out this one task. Kate provides some comfort for Kara, letting her know that they still have a chance to save the future of the multiverse, and together she and Supergirl travel to Earth 99 to bring the Batman Paragon in, who is revealed to be played by none other than Kevin Conroy. This was pretty much the one cameo out of the entire series that I was looking forward to the most, and it definitely didn't disappoint. Anything Kevin Conroy does just feels like the Dark Knight as he was always meant to be, and even as a twisted, darker, and perhaps evil Batman, he relishes the role that he was born to play. I genuinely got goosebumps hearing his voice echo throughout the halls of Wayne Manor, and the actor just oozes presence, pretty much stealing the scene every time he's on screen. Being Batman has taken a huge toll on his body, and because of this, Bruce now lives life assisted by an exoskeleton. We also learn that on Earth 99, Kate died 5 years earlier, and naturally Bruce is very wary about seeing her once more. Across the multiverse, Lois and Clark of Earth 38 are trying to find a version of Superman that can help them in the coming onslaught. However, as I mentioned, Lex is travelling from universe to universe, killing every Superman across the vastness of all realities. There's a nice little nod to the Death of Superman graphic novel, and yeah, this lets you know that this time he isn't on the hero's side. This culminates on Smallville in Earth 167, in which we see the return of Tom Welling as Superman. Iris, Lois and Clark approach him, admiring the red and black tablecloth that he's wearing, and they give him a warning that Lex is coming to kill him. There's also lip service paid to Lex Luthor being president on this world, which was a big prediction that was made in the Smallville series, and before they can provide Clark with any extra information, they're transported away by Lex. He reveals that he's there to kill Clark and has kryptonite, but when he pulls it out, it doesn't affect the X-Man of Steel, as it's revealed that he gave up his powers when settling down to have a family. He's still stronger than Lex though, who decides to leave after realising that this Clark Kent, well, he's not going to be any fun. Without his powers, this Superman isn't really interested in fighting anymore, and thus the group are going to have to find another version of the character who wants to be more than a farmer. Now, going into this, I was really excited for this cameo, and it was still a nice little callback, but yeah, I think Welling got overshadowed quite a bit by Conroy, who we discover caused a reign of terror on his Earth after he finally snapped and decided to start killing his rogues gallery. I guess the Joker finally got to him, and he may have been the one that caused Kate's death, as Batman states something turned him into a monster. We see a bloody Joker card, a wilted plant from Poison Ivy, cracked glasses from Superman, who it seems crippled him, and a snow globe minus the figure from Mr. Freeze. Batman has been a bad man, but Kate has an opportunity for him to right his wrongs and save the universe. Now, yesterday I did say that I thought Batwoman was easily the worst part of the crossover, but yeah, she's not actually that bad. I may even go so far as to say she was okay. No, get woke, go broke. They've changed me, must write anti-SJW Twitter post. Saved it. Anyway, Lois, Clark and Iris go to Earth 96 and run into the Clark Kent of the Superman Returns timeline. On this Earth, Clark has been promoted to editor-in-chief of the Daily Planet, and it's revealed that he is the one who has faced a great deal of loss in the wake of an attack by the Joker. This caused the death of Lois, Jimmy and Perry, and Clark decides to join them in their plan to save the multiverse. Later in the episode, there's also lip service paid to Jason White, who is Superman's son in this universe. Clark dons the Superman costume from Kingdom Come, ready to join them, and just as it looks like things are going to be okay, Lex shows up and manipulates Superman into going head to head with the version from Earth 38. It's a really great fight that spans the skies of Metropolis, and it felt like one of the high points of the crossover so far. It's a little TV-ish effects wise, but hey, they still did a pretty good job. Superman, realising he can't kill the Earth 38 version, decides to go for the ones that Clark loves, and this forces Iris and Lois to steal the Book of Destiny from Lex, using the emotion of love and all that Superman has lost in order to bring him back to the light. This works and he joins them, also dropping a line about going nuts and fighting himself, which yeah, nice little callback to the good old days of Superman. On Earth 18, the group have managed to find a Lazarus Pit, which is revealed to be undergone by Jonah Hex. Wanna know how he got those scars? Well, this episode will tell you, and both Sarah and Mia fight him, cutting his face in the process. With Hex out the way, they put Oliver in the pit, who comes back to life. I guess this is comics and people can't stay dead forever, but I was kind of expecting him to be dead for like at least one whole episode. You know, make us feel the hole he's left, make us want to be on their side when they revive him, because yeah, again, I think they kind of handled his passing in the wrong way. Just my opinion, but I feel like it could have been pulled off better. Oliver, as expected, comes back mad and they tranquilize him. However, with the antimatter that now exists in the multiverse, Constantine can't conjure up enough magic to save his soul, and they go ahead with an uncertain future. Batman goes full Batman v Superman, drops the line, "Life only makes sense if you force it to," and he reveals that he killed Superman. Supergirl attempts to take him down, but Bruce still keeps kryptonite on him, which depowers her. Bruce tries to reason with Kate that the world isn't worth saving, and the two fight with Bruce being electrocuted in the struggle, telling Kate that there is no hope in his dying breath. What I did like about this death scene is that it was similar to the Joker's one in Batman Beyond, and yeah, it's nice that they at least reflected on this in some ways. On the Wave Rider, the group reunite and they recap all of the events of the episode, slightly worse than me. Well, maybe about the same level, okay, better than me, and they do a trial run to track down the remaining Paragons. Ray's machine reveals that Kate is actually the real Paragon of Courage, and that her actions against evil Bruce have enabled her to become the true symbol that they need. Kara bonds with Kate and she states that when everything is over, she will use the Book of Destiny to restore Earth 38. This is said to be extremely dangerous, but yeah, let's face it, they're definitely going to be doing that, especially because she needs somewhere to live going forward. I think this is the way that they will also bring the Titans universe back, as that is scheduled for season 3, and with it being wiped out, we do need a method to retcon it. Kate is of course cautious over this, and it looks like down the line she may even be going head to head with Supergirl, as it's revealed that she took the kryptonite from Bad Boy Bruce and now has it as a contingency plan should things come to it. Crisis on Infinite Earths is of course very famous because it contains the death of Supergirl, and who knows, the Anti-Monitor may even manage to get this from Kate and use it to kill the character. I guess we will see, but yeah, Kara is the Paragon of Hope, and taking her out would be a big loss for the heroes. Whether that happens or not, it still looks like the team is coming together nicely, and it would be a shame if someone showed up and ruined it. Oh, so for the finale, the Anti-Monitor summons the Harbinger, and the two come face to face, ending the episode. I did quite like that the Anti-Monitor was played by the same actor as the Monitor, as he is an evil opposite to the character, wishing to wipe out the universe whilst the Monitor wishes to save it. Going forward, I think the fact that Constantine was unable to bring Oliver's soul back adds a lot more weight to the Spectre theory that we dropped yesterday, as Oliver's body is pretty much just an empty vessel now. This will make a great host for the Spectre, which I think the Monitor will potentially call upon to inhabit it. In the original graphic novel, the Spectre was the one that actually united the heroes together after they managed to defeat the Anti-Monitor, and he decided to travel back in time to stop the multiverse from ever being created. I can definitely see this being a big part of the show, and who knows, the plan may start to fall in place for the next episode. Now obviously I'd love to hear your thoughts on the crossover and what you want to see in the next entry. Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then please give it a thumbs up, and make sure you check out our breakdown and recap of yesterday's episode, which will be linked at the end. We go over everything you need to know about it and give our theories for the future, so it's definitely worth checking out if you want to know more. If you want to come chat to me after the video, then make sure you follow me on Twitter at DefinitionYT, or head over to my Discord server, which will be linked in the description below. We drop videos on there early, so if you want to see stuff before anyone else, then that's the best place to be. It's free to join and we have an awesome community, so hopefully I see you over there very soon. We're also giving away a free copy of the Marvel Phase 3 Part 2 box set on Blu-ray, which contains Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, Captain Marvel and more, and all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave your thoughts on Crisis in the comment section below. The winner's going to be chosen at random on the 15th of December and the set will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. This is a channel for people who are super into superheroes, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.